I think it's the best song they made. I really like this song. I think it's actually probably by far the best song they ever made. Not even, I won't say that there are bad songs, but this is to me like a 10 out of 10. I really like this song. Like, Thor reacts to Supa Dupa Love. So, hello everyone. In this video, I'm gonna break down each scene, right? We're gonna go over every frame, every panel, a long reaction always, of course, on the BABYMONSTER video. First then, I'm gonna watch, of course, the reaction, right? Then I'll be talking about different frames, the music and so on. And then we're also gonna watch, of course, behind the scene, making the film, which I really enjoy, right? We go into seeing all the different angles and how they made it and so on. And so far I've been extremely impressed, right? By BABYMONSTERs. The last video I did, that was beautiful, the direction, the art style, the clothing, it's just amazing. And also probably had, I think, arguably the best chorus that BABYMONSTER has. Yeah, really catchy, so forth. Just a quick side note here. The reason I haven't done so many music videos this week is of course One Piece, right? We had the One Piece live action come out, and they're like an hour long per episode. So I'm doing like one Piece video per day. But next week we're gonna get back to, of course, having about like 2-3 music video reaction reviews, art direction, breakdown, right, as usual. But anyway, let's get into Supa Dupa Love.
Supa Dupa Love. Supa Dupa Love. Supa Dupa Love. No, I ain't never felt a feeling like this. Never had a feeling this big. If I ever saw a sky full of shooting stars, and I'd be spending every single wish on you. Nothing that I wouldn't do. I should go make a monster shy. It's true, so different from the usual. They're every kind of beautiful. My heart's running out of room. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta slow down, gotta cool down from you. Whoa, whoa. Supa Dupa Love. No, I ain't never felt a feeling like this. Never had a feeling this big. Supa Dupa Love. No, I ain't never felt a feeling like this. Never had a feeling this big. If I ever saw a sky full of shooting stars, and I'd be spending every single wish on you. Nothing that I wouldn't do. I should go make a monster shy. It's true, so different from the usual. They're every kind of beautiful. My heart's running out of room. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta slow down, gotta cool down from you. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so all in, fireballing, I cannot lie. Because of you, I'm flying high. Because of you, I'm waking up in the sky. Hand on my heart, till death do us part. The sweetest dynamite. Boom, 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 I'm about to explode. How can I feel more than this? I don't know. We got that super duper love. Love, love, super duper love. Love. Boom, 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 my heart is too loud. How can it get better than it is right now?
So I love this scene of the suddenly the horse appears. I think this is actually probably could be my favorite. I don't know, Drip. I really do like the course of Drip though, but this it works though. It worked, but Supa Dupa Love, yeah, it worked. You seeing the title of the song, I'm like, man, this is gonna be a fun song, man. But yeah, this is my favorite song so far from BABYMONSTER, probably is. But otherwise, I really love though Drip. Drip is the one that I definitely been listening to the most since the last video, that I've been going back to mostly, like looping it, because that's like good Drip. That is still probably my favorite. The chorus, the bit that is so addictive. Well,
we got that super duper love, 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 super duper love, love, love. This love is so gigantic, so galactic. massive, so enormous, just like magic. I've been seeing stars and hearing orchestras like this zero gravity. You and me beyond infinity, got me up in the air like Luca. Hot like a rocket, taking me there. Houston, yeah, we got a problem, cause I lost control of emotional hands on the wheel. Needing more oxygen, you a phenomenon. I could go on and on about how I feel. Can't stop, won't stop, I don't need a pit stop. Fitting like a boombox, now look at what you got. Hitting me like a bazooka. Only one love if it's super duper. Because of you, I'm flying high. Because of you, I'm looking up in the sky. Hands on my heart, till death do us part. The sweetest dynamite. Boom, 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 I'm about to explode. How can I feel more than this? I don't know. We got that super duper love, love, love.
I really love these visuals. The visuals are great. This like weird circle thing, and clearly the theme right is like I'll say it, exploration, right? Out discovering stuff. Definitely reminds me of Go in Blackpink. Very similar with the whole like you go into space. That one is very much more of the like in spaceship though. But this it's very similar. I think. Generally speaking, here. I mean, generalizing it. A lot of like discovery, right? We're going after someone, like getting on the horseback to ride to the frontier. Yeah, the last frontier. That kind of feel to it. Right? But from all the visual, this I think is probably my favorite to see right now here. It's a really cool. I guess it's supposed to be the whole like the alien thing when they make the crop or something like that, right? So it's a really nice visual.
Super duper love, love. Boom, boom, boom. My heart is too loud. How can it get better than it is right now? We got that super duper love, love, love. Super duper love, love, love.
It's an isekai. I think is it that isekai this storyline because that gave me that Narnia vibe the last second to back here. Yeah, so of course, if you don't know what isekai is, right, it's probably the most popular anime, fantasy animes. We have Konosuba book here, right? This is the best isekai, of course, Konosuba, where they travel to another world, right? So another name for isekai is otherwise portal fantasy, I think it's called back in the English, right? And one of the most famous ones is called Narnia, right? This gives me that Narnia vibe. I assume it's a reference to Narnia straight up here. Leave a comment below if you know, but I think this has to be a Narnia reference, right? So in Narnia, of course, very famous book by C.V. Lewis, right? Is that they open up, close the door in the house, and they get into this, the another universe, like the isekai, right? Like the most popular anime genre, and it's like the Snowfit, right? It's the Ice Queen, and she got evil ice powers. So on. That's how the first Narnia book starts, right? I mean, I assume people know what the Narnia is. I mean, it's like the most in the Western world. Yeah, I think that Narnia is probably the most famous portal fantasy. Narnia, Wizard of Oz, and of course Alice in Wonderland, right? Those three are like the classic fantasy portal fantasies of Western world. But anyway, let's break it down. But I mean, overall, right? It seems to be like we're going on discovery. We are going out there. We are traveling. Like I said, it does remind me a lot of Go from Blackpink. The late below for them because I, of course, did that when I was new. Like the girls are going on a quest, right? And they're going out to space. Maybe it's going to the North Pole, South Pole thing, right? Like I said with the cowboy thing, maybe it's like the last frontier, right? We're riding out on the horses. We're gonna discover the next. That's one feeling, right? I think the Wild West has always kind of portrayed, right? In movies, one is that it's the last frontier, right? It was like we humans have been around the planet the most, and then we have the West, which is kind of like the built up cities on the east of America, right? And they're not traveling towards the west, and the wild west, right? And it's cowboys and it's shooting and it's guns and so on, right? So that motive has been very, very clear, I think, in pop culture overall since then. And for example, very random side note, but one of my all-time favorite games is called Wild Arms. Amazing video game, and that has that feel in the whole game, right? The whole planet is basically the Wild West. For that matter, today is Saturday, we have Trigun coming soon. Same thing there. It's not a planet, the whole planet is just a desert, right? And everything is like cowboys and steampunk, like steampunk Wild West, right? So it's been a very, very classic, cultural thing, right? which I guess they're going for here as well. Then. But first of all, I want to say, yeah, I think this is probably my favorite song. I do also really like Drip though. It's a little bit like, yeah, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said earlier, you know, in Drip, right, where it's like the drip, you know, drip, drip. That is the best part. That is BABYMONSTER. I think that's the best musical part they have, right? If I just isolate, so to speak, if I isolate the different songs, I haven't heard all, of course, but the one I heard, right, and I'd say what is the best moment. What is the best moment that I like the most? Is definitely when the drip kind of chorus, the rhythm comes in there. Like the drip, drip. Yeah, that is by far best. That's by far my favorite. Like I mentioned earlier, right? Of the songs that I have listened to after making the video, of course. Because if I make I make a video, I learn about the new song, and I usually listen to it afterwards, right? The drip has by far my favorite to like listen to over and over again, easily. Yeah, easily. Drip, drip, drip. It's really, really good. But I think that this song here, though, like I mentioned, this is probably my favorite song. I would say so. Yeah, I think this is the best song they made that I heard. And I obviously I'm like discovering their band now, so I haven't heard all the songs, of course. But to me, this is their best song. I really enjoyed it. Go back a little bit here, listen to the song, and then we break the visuals down.
Boom, boom, my heart is too loud. How can it get better than it is right now? We got this super duper love.
Yeah, I think it's the best song they made. I really, really like this song. I think it's actually probably by far the best song they ever made. Not even, I won't say that they're bad songs, but this is to me like a 10 out of 10. I really like this song. Like this to me is a super good, nice, and I think it's interesting because it definitely is a little bit, of course in my experience then, slower, right, than the other songs. So that's probably accurate, I'm guessing here. Overall, it's a slower song, you know. It's not as like poppy, right? It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little more a ballad, poppy king, whatever you call it. But you know, it's a bit slower, and I really like it. Yeah, I really love it. It's definitely my favorite song from them. Overall, even though, like I said, the drip bit there, like I said, in a vacuum, use that bit, it's so fantastic. So but by the whole song wise, this is probably my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's melodic, maybe. Maybe it's a better word for it. Yeah, melodic pop, perhaps. But it kind of goes for me right in a little bit of like a ballad pop. It's probably what I would define it as. But yeah, I really like this part here. Like you heard here, you say, you know, super.
Get better than it is right now. We got this super duper love, 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 super duper love, love, love. This love is so gigantic.
And then you have also I like the rap here, the lyrics, right, and the visuals. It's a great point too. Then we have, you know, she's like, yes, galactic kind of thing, space, you know, it's galactic and space, and we see like I guess Saturnus behind her and so on. So it's some nice visuals too. And then also probably remind me of Go for that matter, because it also has more of these space themes, right? I think overall, certainly. But I mean, yeah, Go was a pretty new song, right? So that comes into my mind here. But I'm assuming that probably a lot of people involved in this one has worked, you know, the director or effect people, so on, might be the same people, right? Because it looks very, very similar. It's probably the same people. And not exactly, but you know, like an overlap, of course, of the people making it, definitely. But anyway, let's break it down, the visuals. Let's go! Break it down, baby. Yeah, first of all, obviously the butterflies. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of, you know, butterflies flies around, right? And, you know, they get like butterfly wings and a lot like that. And also a lot of like, you know, star mode, yeah, space, right? Yeah, the butterfly is super obvious.
No, I ain't never felt a feeling like this. Never had a feeling this big. If I ever saw a sky full of shooting stars, and I'd be spinning every single wish on you.
Her neck just reminds me of the Night of Road. It's interesting. That is probably just. That's probably just randomly. It's like a cross, I guess, right? But it actually looks kind of like the Wagon Story cross because it has like the Thor quadruple cross thing. It's very similar. It is very, very similar, actually. This is the Vagrant Story cross then, which is, again, of course, it's like a spoof on Christianity, right? Of course, in that video game and show in FF12 and so on. So it has like a cross in a cross, right? So it's like the X thing here, right? Instead of like the normal cross. But yeah, I think her necklace was kind of similar. I think they had the same thing, right? But it was exactly in the middle of it. Because it has the cross, right? And it's like a cross in it. Yeah, so it's very similar. It's this part here is slightly longer. But I'm
Back
just
for the
saying,
shit and starts and
probably the
I've been spending every
reference.
single wish on you. Nothing that I wouldn't do. I should go make a monster try. It's true, so different from the
And yeah, another butterfly like kite, right? And also the snow thing, the Narnia thing. Out there in the
usual. They're every kind of beautiful. My heart's running out of room. Whoa, whoa.
There's a lot of scenes here, right? If you're gonna pause a dolphin, but yeah, it's a lot of this. But this is kind of what I meant earlier as well, right? It feels like the music video is a lot about, you know, exploring and so on. And of course, the dolphin represents water, right? The opposite of water, and the water itself usually in this kind of scenario represents traveling, right? You're on a ship, right? And you know, going to another country, right? Just like going through the portal, they go to the ice world, right? Or later we see them in space, right? So yeah, and water and space, right? It's connected to the whole ship, right? You know, and going on traveling on different so on.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, and then we have this like, I guess it's like some kind of elk or something, like a deer. Yeah, sitting on the wheel thing here, and then you have the kind of the other world, right? The window. So,
Gotta slow down, gotta.
this is like a nice visuals though. Kind of looks crazy though. Like it's also upside down. Yeah. So it's like the sheets up and down. It's like a fireplace, right? Like a pure fireplace there, right? And then that's probably the same kind of chair or something. It's like a fireplace, I guess. Some books on the ground there. I guess it's her bed there. But yeah, it's like this weird visuals, right? Where yeah, the ceiling clearly is upside down, and then these things are moving, right? The clouds are moving, like of course clouds do, so they fly around here, right? And I don't think that is, it's probably green screened. It's probably actually that they're kind of projecting to them. I think they're probably projecting. So the way it is probably done, and I'm guessing here, but that is that the walls are actually like paper thin in a sense, and then they are projection this thing on top of them from outside of it, because the light source of the projection is probably isn't in the room, because then we will probably see that, unless it's maybe outside, because I don't see it in her. So it feels like it's projecting it from the outside, you know, and then it's thin enough so you can see through it. Probably.
Cool down from you. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so all in fire.
This here reminds me a lot of the Blackpink thing, with the whole how they're making these kind of things, how they're making these kind of tunnel things.
Falling, I cannot lie. Because of you,
And yeah, I said it earlier, but this has to be Jack and the Beanstalk, right? This is yet another kind of an isekai to it, right? A fantasy thing, where you're traveling from another world to another, from humanity's, you know, how to say it, medieval time, I guess, right? And then you find this magical beanstalk, or the beans, I guess, and you climb the beanstalk, and suddenly you're in the clouds, and it's another world, right? It's like giants living up in the clouds, and it's, you know, it's a fantasy thing. So there has to be the reference to that. Okay, I can't see it be anything else than like the beanstalk reference, right? It has to be. It's like a famous story. Otherwise, I was thinking like Kaguya Hime though, because she's she's inside the bamboo. Yeah, she would be the princess, the moon princess. I mean, I suppose.
my heart. Because of you, I'm waking up in the sky. Hand on my heart, till death do us part. The sweetest dynamite. Boom, boom, boom. I'm about to explode. How can I feel more than this? I don't.
Yeah, spaceship. It kind of first looks like a telescope though, in the first scene. But yeah, it's like a spaceship.
More than this, I don't know. We got that super duper love.
And it's probably the same room, right? And they also give you the same feeling here. This window is like a portal to another dimension, right?
Love, love, super duper love, love. Boom, boom, boom. My heart is too loud. How can it get better than it is right now? We got that super duper love.
And then, as I mentioned earlier, obviously this is the Wild West motivation. Yeah. I went to the word earlier, right? But this is very that clearly the last frontier. You know, the With Wild Wild West, right? We're getting on a horseback. We're gonna ride to California, something, right? It's gold out there. It's a gold rush, Klondike, whatever. It's the kind of fit to it. And yes, I know Klondike is way colder, but for some part of the year, Klondike kind of looks like this. But yeah, Klondike is like northern, western Canada, so it's way colder, right? But partially travel to Klondike, what that is, when they traveled from America through some deserts up to there. For some people, of course, depending on where it started.
Love, love, super duper love, love, love. This love is so gigantic, so galactic, massive, so enormous.
It gives the butterfly wings, right? This is the most that you see a couple times, right? They're growing into butterflies, so they can fly around and explore and so on, right? And she's standing on a stage, thinking about it now here. See the light source underneath her there.
Moments just like magic. I've been seeing stars and hearing orchestras like this zero gravity. You and me beyond infinity. Got me up in the air like Luca. Hot like a rocket, taking me there. Houston, yeah, we got a problem, cause I was controlling emotional hands on the wheel. Needing more oxygen, you a phenomenon. I could go on and about how I feel. Can't stop, won't stop, I don't need a pit stop. Fitting like a boombox, now look at what you got. Hitting me.
Behind there, actually. What is behind? Oh, is it this spaceship, right? Yeah, and then the flowers, of course. And you see the wings again. Yeah. So they keep transforming into butterflies, right? And then this is kind of obvious analogy, right? But of course also the butterfly itself, right? Like a lot of insects obviously have 3 different stages, right? They have the larva stage and so on, and yeah, the whole cocoon thing. So growing into a butterfly, of course, like an idiom in every culture, because the different ideas of like transforming into their final evolution. Yeah, they're Pokemons. They're Pokemons, man. But I mean, obviously, if there are any Pokemon that makes any sense, it's Pokemon like Butterfly and so on. It actually has like a 3-stage evolution in reality. Yeah, it's easy to make those Pokemons. They're kind of like, oh yeah, they have a cocoon stage, then they have the butterfly.
Now look at what you got, hitting me like a bazooka. Only one love if it's super duper. Because
this story is called probably monarch butterflies. So back up it there. So this is a famous optimization thing. So it's called MBO, or like monarch butterfly optimization. So the reason is that butterflies do fly in like a AI drone behavior thing, right? So you have different kind of insects that have different kind of drone behavior. Right? The most classical one is ACO, ant colonization optimization, right? For ants, how they move and how they do these different pathways, right? So butterflies has a very different way how the drones specifically work. It's actually much more efficient than ants for that matter. But this is usually what this thing here, the visuals are, right? So in reality then, monarch butterflies, they will fly in this like drone kind of, I'm going to get literally like drones, but also, drones as in insect drones, but also of course drones that you see in, robots today, right? They have a very specific pattern how they fly then. Another similar thing would be like birds, right? Bird boids typically, yeah. So they have this like what's it called again? Murmuration, yeah, murmur. So birds fly in a particular pattern, right? And yeah, butterflies have another one, and then you can use this optimization for that, and so on. Nerdy stuff. No, but seriously, yeah, this is a very famous one, monarch butterfly, because it's argued to be the best current one, right? Of the ants, of the insects, all of it. This might be the most optimal one to fly. I would say it's far better than the birds, actually. The butterfly droning is much better than bird. Or it's objectively much better. So, but whatever.
Only one love if it's super duper. Because of you, I'm flying high. Because of you, I'm
yeah,
again.
This is my favorite part, definitely. From a visual standpoint. Like I said earlier, it's probably a reference to this alien crops thing, right? Talking about how the aliens have created different stuff and so on. And this, I guess have explored now on another planet or what ISEKAI, whatever.
Up in the sky.
Yeah, this in the sky. Yeah, this is a great. Really love the visuals. This is definitely the best visual part of the video. Really love this. Looks beautiful. And she's sitting on the middle too. Yeah, and it's really great too because you get this like really cool sphere thing here. And then maybe it's like a waterfall in the background in the middle. It looks really badass. Then you have this like really cool, interesting alien sphere, something spiral thing, right? They also have these stones here, which is like a leprechaun thing, right? And if you play like a Zelda game, so you put these stones in order and you summon and so on. Yeah, so it's very interesting, very interesting visuals. This is a really good. I really love this whole bit here.
Hand on my heart till death do us part. The sweetest dynamite. Boom, boom, boom. I'm about to explode. How can I feel more than this? I don't know. We got that super duper love, love, love. Super duper love, love. Boom, boom, boom. My heart is too loud. How can it get better?
They're getting Narnia. Now they're getting Narnia, yeah. But in the last bit here we also see, of course, Aurora Borealis, of course, Northern Light, right? They are actually, they also see the Southern Light, but yes, of course it says Northern Light, because everyone knows that the North is better. Come on, we all know that. But anyway, yes, there's a lot of Northern Light where I'm from. No, but my hometown definitely has Aurora Borealis. But my hometown, back in old good Sweden, it's one of those places where the sun never goes down, right? Of course now it does, but during midsummer, it's kind of like it's roughly like the 2 weeks before midsummer and the 2 weeks after midsummer. It's like a month there. Right? Midsummer, of course, is when this the reason you celebrate midsummer, right, is because, of course, that is a day which is the most sunlight, right? So for about 2 weeks plus minus then midsummer, the sun never go down. It never go down to my hometown, right? It's just light all the time. Yeah, it's kind of airy and freaky in that sense. And on the winter side, of course, it's never light, right? Yeah, on the winter it's very, very dark instead. And then you can get this kind of stuff, Aurora Borealis, so on. I mean, it's like the few hours you have sunlight and so on, or in the winter. Then you get this kind of effects, right? And of course, it's so up north, right, on the planet. But yeah, the sun never goes down because what happens in my hometown is that it is not, how to say it, equally bright, okay? It is not like full, like very strong daylight 24/7, but it's rather that, and this is actually how it is usually in most places in Norway, if you don't want it, is that it kind of goes down to a lower degree for like a few hours, but it doesn't ever get dark for like a mountain almost. So it's basically like, let's say that this, I guess I can't, like 19, maybe 18 hours of like full sunlight, yeah, like really bright for seriously 18 hours probably, right? And for the 6 hours the sun basically goes down a bit, right, for like 3 hours, and then it goes up again. So yeah, so the sun, if here would be dark, right, the sun goes like and then it goes up again. so it never actually gets dark. You get a little more bright, it goes up again. Yeah, so for like an hour or two for that mountain, for a week, yeah, it's like a slightly less dark, but you can still see everything perfectly fine. Yeah, it's not like night. No. It's more like twilight, dawn, right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, it goes down for like an hour into twilight, right? So it's like, oh, I can still see everything, but the sky is slightly red or something, or kind of bluish red. And then it's like, oh, now it's bluish green instead for an hour, and then it's up again. But it's still very, very bright. And actually, it is eating for your eyes, though. Yeah. Fair warning. It gives you, a lot of people can handle it. It gives massive headache and so on, because it's like 2 hours of that like twilight dawn zone thing. It actually gives you like a lot of people can handle that. It's like a really weird sky effect. The sky gets a little bit reason you get this stuff. Yeah, it looks very strange sometimes, but it also depends on the weather, and it can be very different. But anyway, let's look at the making the stage. Go. It's time for Super Duper Love. Yeah, wistful melody. Yeah, it's very melodic.
이번 슈퍼두파 러브는 나비가 날아다니면서 저희 한 명 한 명을 쫓는 그런 내용인데 서정적이고 오묘한 분위기를 잘 담을 수 있어서 좋을 것 같아요.
안녕하세요. 여기는 방이고요. 슈퍼두파 러브 뮤비 제 개인 씬을 찍고 있습니다.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have this room, right?
여기는 제 친구 사슴 리타운님. 리타운님 위에 타 있고요.
Favorite. I think she has probably the best. I think she has the best. I said earlier, but I think she has the best haircut. Yeah, that is an amazing frame. Yeah, I think she has the best hairstyle in this music video. That is fantastic. That is perfect, man. That is perfect.
아사랑 반신 한번 첫 테이크 가보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 바로 갈게요.
So it's the other theater there. She do shoot fantastic. She my favorite member now. Now it's like academic. Maybe.
오케이. 오케이입니다. 너무 아름다워요. 네,
Yeah, the pillow we didn't see, right? Not like that, yeah, but this is actually just barely in it, right? I guess they removed most of these things. Yeah, I guess they removed most of this, right? Yeah, that's not really in the music video. That's probably they cut away then. But obviously classic like girl pillow fight, right? But yeah, this was not this. I guess was the actual fight. But I mean, sure, we probably did a lot of stuff today. As anything, right? Like, I remember I've been on TV, right? Side note. So I was on. I mean, I've been more than once on TV, but the first time I was on. I remember the first time, but I was on Japanese TV. For one thing, yeah, you know, the whole interview, the whole thing, right? Talking to me, all this stuff. One of them that I did. It probably was like maybe 1.5 hours, or so, right? That I had been recording with them, like a full-on recording, not retake, but like, you know, something like that, right? And then the actual TV show, you know, ends up with me having like maybe 6-7 minutes of actual screen time, right? Yeah. So it's like you're like, oh yeah, they cut away like you know, like 90% of what I recorded. Yeah, great. That's like, yeah, that was probably the harshest one though. But I felt like, yeah, okay, I got to be on TV again, it's fine. But it was a little bit silly. Like, oh yeah, they removed like all of it.
던지라고 해서 그냥
Better
던져버려.
we could have retaken that was immediately
되게
over again.
스트레스 갑자기 해소돼서 잘 날리네.
Yeah,
그 그림도 되게 예뻤던 것
Clean up
같고.
all the feather, I guess.
아사
So
열심히
scene was the
했어.
last.
네, 오케이입니다. 고생 많으셨습니다.
ASA did very well. Yes. Oh, this is the best one. Okay, so overall, I like how you see how much light it has. Yes, you obviously have to have a kind of huge stage, right, to record the thing. Yeah, I like how you see how many lightings they have, how many lamps, right? Because it's a very beautiful bright screen. And what it tells here is that, yeah, of course, the background is not built right with the waterfall and so on. That's obviously something that are, you know, being digitally edited, yeah, with either green screen or with the projection or whatever, right? But the actual ground, this like cool sphere thing, the spiral thing, yeah, that is of course what they built, right? Yeah, mysterious circle. But this is, like I said, this is my favorite part of the video. Something like an alien planet. Yeah, something like.
엄청 긴 머리를 해왔어요.
Frita's real long hair, though. Yeah, this is.
거의 170 되겠어.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Rapunzel. That's not supposed to be. But it is kind of similar. Yeah, this is the Rapunzel hair. The director is like, yeah, we're gonna put the hair here. It's so long. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, maybe we sit here with the hair. Where they put all this hair? She got an it balloon. Think about it.
이게 높이 왔어요. 저 생각보다. 고소고통증은
Looks like a
없어서
fishing thing.
괜찮습니다.
Yeah.
레디.
I would definitely rather be the woman sitting down there and it's being like no the one throwing around with this, yeah, Roar throwing around with this balloon. I definitely I wanna be the one in the middle. I wanna be the one in the middle of the spiral. Yeah, I don't wanna have to move around. I wanna be like awesome. you can do the balloon thing. Yeah, this of course the last frontier. I mean, obviously, frontier. Yeah, 100%. Like I said earlier, this is the one that is the most obvious. Right, the horse is on. Yes, the horse is on.
말이 왔다.
The horse is here.
내 살.
Have you been in a horse before?
이쪽으로 하면 옆에.
I read horses. Yeah, there's like a stall pretty close to where I grew up. Actually, I've been very close. That's a classic.
우와. 크다.
Not something I've done too much in my life. Just I've been horses.
지금 말 헤어지는 거.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but that's true. The horse has to get some hair. I think about it. Yeah. This thing. They have to always, yeah, they have to like get a hairbrush or something for the horse, right? The horse has that shiny glaze on the on its mane. Of course, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because you have to brush the horse hair and so on. Of course it does. Of course it does. But horses like that, though. Yeah, I think the chemicals probably don't. I mean, it's like any hair, right? But otherwise, yeah, horses do like it when you brush their hair and so on. Of course, like it gets tangled up as well. So that's something that pretty cute. Yeah. Then this guy is the handler. He's called a horse trainer. Correct the case of horse. He's like moving to stand with the camera.
좀 무서워하시는 것 같은데.
에이.
I think it'd be pretty fun job, honestly, to be like a horse trainer for movies.
너무 커.
Yeah, you can, drive around, get to different sets, you get your well-trained horses, and you can do some tricks or whatever. It's a really nice job. To be like a horse, movie horse guy, yeah.
저희 이제 슛 들어가겠습니다.
Horses are easy, I think, though, to work with. But yeah, I think horses are probably easy to work with. They're very calm, right? They're very used. There'll be generations of working for them. Horses are very calm animals, actually. Yeah, they're chill, man. Like sheep or something. Yeah. Like I pet the sheep yesterday, yeah. It is a petting zoo actually pretty close to where I live, like in that direction. Yeah, sheep as well. And the kids there, yeah, it's a nice petting zoo.
근데 어떻게 나온지 진짜 궁금해요.
But overall,
처음에
horses are
긴장했는데
very, very cool.
또 타고 싶어.
Probably one of the easiest animals to have on a set, I would say. Probably, yeah, because dogs are definitely more energetic. So dogs are easy in the sense that they are very helpful. Dogs wants to be like, oh yeah, I've been part of the bro, right? Dogs are very like, I got the bro, so they're easy to work with. Cats are much harder. Yeah. Cats are kind of like, I do what I want, right? So dogs are easy to work too as well. But I think the dogs are also like almost too, dogs are like, yeah, I want to do it, Dogs are like too much, like, I'm gonna do it, I'll do it. A horse, like it's here. Horse might actually be the best animal for movies. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. But I think so, honestly. It might be the best. Horse or cows or whatever, right? Because, like I said, cats are hard. Everyone knows the cats are kind of like, oh, well, whatever, brog, and you just move away. Yeah, the cats are like, I do whatever I want, right? And they just, they move and so on. So cats are kind of just there, right? So that's very hard. And you can have, if you have a cat, of course, and it likes you, then it's a very different thing, right? But like movie cats, that's hard, man, because if you have to have a cat with a new person, they probably won't, get. So that's kind of hard, definitely. And like I said, dogs, I think, are much easier to train, right, than a cat, obviously, and so on. But they're almost like too eager, right? Yeah, they're almost like, yeah, I'm in the set. Yeah, they're almost like that, right? So much easier for them to do stuff. In a way, dogs might be easier than horses because you can make them do specific that easier, right? But I think a horse like we see here is just a chill. Yeah, horses are kind of chill. They're like, I said over there, okay, whatever. Yeah, horses are kind of like, yeah, I can stand there. Yeah, okay, it's nice. Yeah, I feel the horses are just kind of like, yeah, okay, just gonna flow with the game. They're like, yeah, I can live with that. Yeah, without getting too much into it. So that I feel that's kind of easy to just kind of manage. Yeah, just stand still.
말 타지만 않으면 좋겠다.
Yeah, she's afraid of the horse. But it's true though that the horse will never kick you if you don't do them. But as she kind of pointed out, so the handle was kind of like not here. Because a horse would never do it if you're in front of it, right? It only happens if you suddenly come behind it, yeah. As long as you're in front of the horse, it's gonna be calm because it sees you and it's kind of like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So most animals are kind of like that. As long as you're in front of them, you're kind of like, okay, you and me, we'll be good, right? Okay, no, she's laughing too much here. The horse is trying to eat the whole river. The horse is like, the horse is like, I want to consume the props, man. She got a little bit of car buff if you think about it, moving the on. Yeah, and the belt is one. It looks like a wedding dress / cowboy, something like that, right? With that belt and the boots there. But otherwise, the logo.
여기는 어디죠?
Here we get the ISEKAI with Narnia.
설번째 진짜
Snow Planet.
여름 의상으로 지금 겨울에 왔습니다.
I mean, I assume it's all fake snow, of course. Yeah, problem, right? To start with itself. Is it actual snow? Nej, det är salt tror jag.
어떻게 만들었지? 대박.
But I mean,
이
yeah,
세트가 너무
it's
좋아요.
yeah, because
예쁜
it's
것
salt,
같아요. 이
it
스파
keeps its
두파
form.
러브랑 너무
It's a
잘
kind of ideal solution.
시상입니다.
Because salt can keep mixing. Salt is NOC, yeah, it's like a high break easily.
Never had a feeling this big. If I ever saw a sky full of shooting stars, and I'd be spinning every single wish.
옛날에 많이 했어요. 무궁화 꽃이. 일본어로는 뭐지? 다르마상가 걸어온다.
No, it's cool.
맞겠지? 맞아.
Oh, she's leading
우리
Japan
예전에
too.
연습실에서
I mean, I don't know all the bad
봤어.
numbers yet too well.
생기는데 음악 틀어놓고
I'm new to the
춤추다가
band, yeah.
정말 더 이상 할 게 없는 거예요.
But yeah, I guess she can speak Japanese fluent too, right?
경험이
뭐지?
Spinning every single wish.
If I
옛날에 많이 했어요. 무궁화 꽃이.
the ASA, she,
일본어로는 뭐지? 다르마상가 걸어온다. 맞겠지? 맞아.
yeah, I guess she did both Japan
경험이
and
우리
Korean.
예전에 연습실에서 몇 번.
A lot of people told me that
봤어.
ASA is into, she likes anime.
음악
so, yeah.
틀어놓고
But I guess she
춤추다가
is.
정말 더 이상
Her
할 게
name, I
없는
think, about
거예요.
ASA is also pretty common Japanese.
맞아 했어
name.
우리.
But it means morning.
이렇게
So
한번 해볼게요.
yeah, when I think about it, I didn't think about it before actually. But asa is morning, right? So like asa gohan, it's like breakfast in Japanese. And gohan, of course, is rice, right? Like in Dragon Ball. So yeah, it's like so asa is like morning, or it's like rising, what the sun rising or whatever, right? I guess I would say it. So it is a pretty like it's a common female name, right? A lot of Japanese, of course, female names. And you can find it in a lot of animes, like except Naruto, like Haruna, right? Haruna Sakura, it's like Sakura, it's that means meadow, and so on, right? Sakura, of course, is cherry blossom, right? Haruna is meadow, I mean, sorry, so forth, right? So it's very common in Japanese to name your daughter something like that, right? Something that is kind of like, natural inspired, right? Like a meadow, or like the sun, or it's a lot of that. And it's actually kind of similar, for example, in Swedish and Norwegian language, but not so much. But for us instead, it's more like the males instead. Not always, but I would say it's more prominent with the reverse, that or the gender, that you name your son something after, like something strong. Yeah, it's kind of that, right? There's a lot of that in Sweden. It's like, for example, PewDiePie's son, right, Felix, which I went to school with, Björn, right? Name is Beer. Right? It's a lot of comments with that. You name your child after like a powerful animal, but also a lot of people have names after like a Japanese after stuff you find in nature. Like I have a friend, and his name is like Hellström. Right? Ström means like river, or current, or electricity. But in that case, but his name is so funny because his actual name is Hell. Like hell, yeah. And the Swedish word of hell, like hell, right? So his name is actually Hellström. So it's like, wait, like Hell River? Yeah, his name is like, Satan River. Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking now, but seriously, it's an actual name. Hellström. Yeah, think about it. Also a famous singer, right? Isn't Håkan Hellström? Yeah, Håkan Hellström, yeah, famous Göteborg singer. And I actually know Håkan, though. Yeah, I know him actually. Like personally, like I actually know him. Think about it. Yeah, his name is Hellström. Yeah, it's pretty funny, man. Because in English it would mean like like hell river or something, hell currency. So it's a lot of those names, right? In Scandinavia, in like typical Viking fashion. So that's kind of similar, right? Like you name the kid after that. But for women in Japanese, yeah, it's a lot of this like the sunlight and strawberry and shit. I think a lot of the sets are probably that people start laughing. Yeah, I think a lot of these recordings, which in my experience too, is because the actors can't stop. Yeah, she's definitely looking badass, and they're kind of like just laughing at her, but she can't stop laughing. You have to re-record this like 10 times because she's doing faces to her. Yeah, this is probably She's like, come on, girls, yeah. But I think this is like a very common issue in my own experience too, when I've recorded with actors and myself too, when I did some voice line, whatever. That you sometimes you can't, you know, it's people are like, oh, come on, man, redo it. Yeah, keep your face, keep your voice, you know, normally. I mean, I personally don't know too. I laugh an awful. I'm a laugher guy, you know. I'm an eccentric laughter guy, so I'm known for that too. That I can't like keep a straight face. I'm terrible at that. Very much so. Yeah, but I think that's probably a lot of reshoots when you do this thing because you can't stop laughing as well. Very controlling. Boom, boom.
I'm about to explode.
You're in a costume.
Explode. I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. 아니면 이렇게 explode. How?
I like it how they have in the Korean letters following them, or phonetic symbols, following the hands. Yeah, it's well edited. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I should do it too. I need to have an editor. So I say this. I want to edit, but I do this thing here. So bam, I want to end to be like bam, takes me there. Damn it! I need to hire someone with me. Yeah. Then I do like a hammer smash, explosion. Yeah, badunka. It should be like smack. Yeah, like a comic book, you know. It's like hit the face, it should be like chanook, yeah. Chanook, yeah, I need it. I need it now. Yeah, damn it. Someone has to make an AI or something. Why can't I make an editor for that? That's right, I need this now. The more thing about it, I need this now there. Super Dupa Love Challenge. Super Dupa Love, Super Dupa Love, Super Dupa Love. It's a fair song, yeah. Keep saying it, but it's really good. Love. Yeah, very melodic, very nice. What was that? You're into what? Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay. I've seen these people dance together, but apparently they can't run together. Apparently it's much easier to do on a dance floor. Yeah, but running together in that direction, that's very complicated. Good. You didn't trip someone this time, yeah. But someone fell outside the screen? It sounds like she fell out. Okay, she fell. Okay, maybe it actually is dangerous. Like salt, maybe the actual ground is. Maybe the actual ground is dangerous. Okay, I take it back. Maybe it's slippery or something. Maybe it's actually like some kind of fake ice thing they made. So it's super slippery or something. Yeah, maybe it's actually part of this thing. Maybe this is like a super dangerous job to like get over this like fake ice thing. Jesus Christ. Communicating. Yeah. Yeah, you did this great.
이렇게 뛰었던 멤버가 있잖아.
Stop swinging your hands in more faces. Who's the guy? Like, who did it? Yeah, who tripped her again? Yeah, who was the one that? It's like dystopian now. Yeah, they can so much of this. It's like trip the other ones so they can eat them first. Can you see if they can survive this overcoming stuff? This is probably the one they do with them. This is actually the 11,000 taken. Yeah, we have seen this in like 3-4 failures. This took like 7 days probably to do. Yeah, they have to manage to run to the wall. That was. This took hours, weeks per day. But actually, it might actually be hard to run this like fake snow ice thing. Right? So you do get footprints, yeah, but I think it's like salt eventually. It's mostly salt, so it's a lot of salt. The friction is pretty low for run.
저희가 이번에 사이코 때와는 다르게 퓨어한 모습으로
I haven't watched Psycho yet. Should be the last. Should that be next one?
몬스티즈도 많이 좋아해
I can see that. I like the name Psycho.
되게 공주 해가지고 되게 예쁜 것 같아요. 예쁘게 나올 것
같아요. Hope to see you guys in a Psycho video then.
많이
I kind of want to make the next
관심
video.
가져주시면 감사드리겠고 저희 그럼 다음에 만나요.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, so bye everyone, and I hope to see you guys in my Psycho Baby Monster video then, coming up next week.